All right, we're on live.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna wait and see if anybody joins us. And
Come on live.
so, as we are waiting for people to come and join us on this amazing live, so hey guys, so you're watching Let Your Voices Be Heard podcast show. We are on site. As you can see, we are at MCDC. But before we start our podcast show, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to all the small businesses and entrepreneurs out there and our local artists. Yes. We are live here in Staten Island, New York, and we are in the Stapleton area. Stapleton, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Go figure the Brooklyn.
New Brighton, really.
It's New Brighton. Yeah. It's considered New Brighton. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're in the New Brighton area and in Staten Island. And we want to give a shout out to all the businesses out there in North Shore side in Staten Island. And your guys are amazing, what you do for the community. Shout out to all of the local artists out here as well that are part of the community as well. Shout out to all of you. And hopefully I could come on and to your location and have a podcast show with you guys. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce my guest today. And she is the entrepreneur, women in business, and she is the president and the owner of MCDC, Miss Cheryl.
Yes. Hi, guys. How are you? I am the owner of MCDC, Miss Cheryl Dance Company, founded in 2016. So shout outs to me, shout outs to my students and everybody that supports MCDC.
Yes, definitely. Right? Mm-hmm. So let me tell you a little bit on how me and Miss Cheryl wind up introducing ourselves is through, of course, a family member. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Giselle. I love you.
Izzy.
My cousin. She's amazing. Wherever you are, I hope you see it somewhere. I haven't seen you, girl. Where you at? So shout out to her. I reached out to Miss Cheryl, I think about 2-3 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. We had an amazing show, a holiday show. I think it was like about 3 years ago. Oh my God.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Time goes by. Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And she was awesome and kind enough. We wanted to have an amazing event for the kids in the neighborhood. And she was able to come on to the event and bring her awesome dancers. Yeah. These children are amazing. We do have a full-on video on our YouTube channel from that time. And also, of course, she was with us again this year at the Empire Outlets, and she brought her amazing kids as well. Right. And they were able to perform there this past summer. So we have all of those videos also for you to be able to check them out. So, of course, we're back on doing podcasts live, and you know what we do here. We interview, we put on these small businesses on, and we want the local neighborhoods to know who is in your neighborhood, who is in your community, what kind of services you provide. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, if you're a local artist, a performer, whatever it is, we want to be able to have that platform for you to come on. So definitely check us out. If you cannot get the replay, the live today, check out the replay that we will be having on Marcy Photography. And also we will be posting on Creative For You Art Market as well, because it is about business. So check those channels out, and also, of course, on our YouTube channel. So, Miss Cheryl.
Yeah.
This is amazing. You know, let me tell you, she just relocated as well. And she was at the other location.
140 Prospect Street.
That's right.
It's like 7 minutes away from here.
Yes, yes. Far. But we was fortunate enough to have her still local, yes. You know, and she's amazing. So we wanted to know a little bit more about your business, the services that you provide. And let's start a little bit and go back on why is it that you felt you wanted to come and open up a studio for children? And also, what was your inspiration to start this business?
Yes. Okay. Let's take it back. Oh boy, we're taking it back since I was in the womb, really.
Oh my
goodness. I came dancing out, tap dancing out. Okay. Yeah, into the world, 1991. No, but dance, music has always been a huge, important part of me. All my family members told me, you know, they would take me to the family relative birthday parties, and they're like, Cheryl, go dance. And they push me in the middle of the floor.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. I loved it.
You loved it, right? Yes, yes.
So, I've always been dancing, and then I had a childhood friend of mine who started going to this dance school, and she told, her mom told my mom about it. So my mom brought me to the dance school, which is New York Dance Company. It's located on Port Richmond Avenue. And I was around 7 years old. And when I first went there, that's when I fell in love. And I said, yeah, this is me. I said, this is me. I love everything. After the first year, and I went back, I took all the styles, and the styles, which was something that I didn't know of before, you know, attending there, which was tap, jazz, ballet, acrobatics, and hip hop, and breakdancing, and modern, and point. And so that just opened up, you know, my experience into all these styles, and
right.
I fell in love, and I've been there for 10 years.
Wow.
I graduated out of high school. I graduated from the dance school as well.
Right.
Went to college and came back. I actually started teaching there too when I was 16 years old.
Ooh.
Yeah. So shout out to Miss Lisa, because she had so much, you know, she believed in me. She believed in me, and she seen the passion that I had for dance. And I remember especially, and it was, I want to say it was around, I was 9 years old at the time. And, you know, teachers, we love to get into our kids. You know, we want to know about them and their dreams and aspirations. So she asked me, she's like, oh, so what do you guys want to do when you grow up? And this is something that I do now to this day. I ask all my students, I want to know, you know, the type of, what mindset are they in?
Right. That's so important.
It's very important to have that type of relationship with them, especially, you know, you're there to push them and encourage them on what they want to do and what they want to be.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, well, I want to open my own dance school. So if it wasn't for her, it wasn't, you know, it's for her.
She inspired you.
Yes, she inspired me.
Yes.
Miss Lisa, you inspired me. Thank you so much. Thank you to my parents that put me into the studio and gave me that experience to now, you know, have my own career in dance.
That's amazing.
Important.
You know, there's always somebody in our lives. That's why I say children are like sponges. You know, what you pour into them is what comes out.
Yes.
You know, and that's what I'm saying, you know, with children, you know, you got to pour in love. You got to pour in support. You got to pour in everything that is positive, and you got to pour in some God in there too.
That's right.
You know, because we all need that, right? But children are so vulnerable, and they're so gullible sometimes, right? You know, you got those little kids, you know, they got those attitudes, you know, like,
oh, trust me, I know about that. And so that's the thing, because I started teaching there since I was 16. and now I'm 32. I have so much experience, and I've dealt with so many types of personalities from those little ones.
Yes.
It's just accustomed to me. So I like to consider myself as a dance mom. I'm a mom to them. So when anybody, they reach this dance studio here, guess what? You're going to be disciplined. You're going to be loved. You're going to be checked on.
Yes.
Okay. And that relationship it becomes infinite. Right. So I still have my dance teachers from when I was 7 years old. Shout out to Miss Nina and Miss Jackie and Miss Teresa that I still keep in touch with now.
Right.
And I'm, like I said, I'm engaged. I have a son who's 11 years old. Hi, Mikhail. Yeah, and they know him. So yeah, we still keep in touch, and it's literally a family.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and that's what you want to develop in a business, right? Because you also have to deal with moms.
Yes,
parents, right? They're like the most skeptical.
Oh yeah,
protecting the babies. So you have to win over their trust and let them know, hey, this is what we do. And I'm pretty sure you give them a breakdown of what it is that your program offers.
Right.
So tell us a little bit more about that. What does MCDC provide and give to the children when they want to come and sign up?
Yes. So we offer a variety of styles of dance, such as tap, jazz, ballet. We have acrobatics. We have dance hall. We have Afro beats. We have, did I mention acrobatics? And let me see, hip hop? Yeah, so yeah, we offer a lot. We do have salsa coming and also Vogue.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Vogue? You mean like Madonna? I was there in Lifetime in the voguing era.
Yes. And we also offer adult classes as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
MCDC offers kids from ages 2 to also adults, where you can come and take a class. And I'm telling you, once you come in, you don't want to leave.
My God, that's amazing.
We're infectious. Right? You want to have a good time.
Yes. And that's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
Teaching them movement, teaching them dance, teaching them to be in tune with themselves. Like my grandson, he's 4, going on 20. Oh, because that kid, I swear, it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? And he has such energy. I think children have so much energy.
They do.
And it's like, but once you line them up and, because sometimes it's hard for me or, his mother to grasp his attention in something because it's short-lived. Right? And it's like, oh my God, okay, Messiah, come, pay attention, and it's like you get frustrated and it's like, why are you not paying attention?
Yeah, you got to set down the ground rules and make it fun.
Yeah.
So once you make it fun, they're like, okay, I'll listen, I'll cooperate. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Children are, very, can be challenging, but of course very fun to deal with. And, kudos to you for dealing with that, and because I wouldn't be able to do that.
And my teachers, they, so shout outs to, please, if you don't mind me, to Deborah, Miss Ashley, Mr. Gio, Miss Alice, and Mr. Oscar. So they all teach my little ones up until, 17-year-olds. So yeah, it's not just me, it's them too. You guys have so much patience, and it's tough out there.
It is.
It's tough out there dealing with these kids. But one thing for sure, we're going to always keep a smile on our face, and we're always going to give them the discipline that they need, and then hug them at the end and say, hey, come back. I'll see you next week. Same smile. And we're just going to keep going. Keep going.
You got to keep going, of course, motivating it. So you said you've been doing this for how long?
Oh boy, since I was, I've been dancing since I was 7. So what is that? Oh, that's over 20 years.
Yeah.
And teaching since I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah, 16 years old. I was a little girl.
Oh my God.
You had a lot of faith in me, girl. But I've gained so much experience from that.
Yeah.
And then so 9 years later was my 25th birthday. And I made it happen to have my grand opening on my birthday.
Wow, that's a blessing.
Yeah, that was.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm still in shock now.
But listen, you know, when you have your passion and you pursue it and you don't give up on it, that's what I'm saying. You know, this is a struggle. It's a struggle to keep going every single day, but your passion overcomes that. Yeah. Because you want to go ahead and you want to be able to fulfill that, you know, and not only for yourself, but you're also bringing in so many other people from the community, you know, as well. Yes. So do you have other people besides Staten Island that comes to you here, or it's just strictly only in Staten Island here?
So I do have students based out of Jersey as well. Okay. That come. Yeah, and that's dedication. And shout out to the parents who live in in Jersey. You know, that ride back home is not fun, but it's the commitment. And guess what? It goes a long way. As I said, I was just talking to a dance mom yesterday. What you put into your child, you are going to reap the benefits like my parents did. Yeah. Opening up my dance school, and legit, I was that committed dancer that was there for 10 years straight. Right. No breaks. And my parents paying 10 years straight, taking all styles of dance. They're so proud of me, and I know, I made them proud.
Yes, definitely. So what is your favorite genre of music? What is like, you put on that music and you know you're going to dance your ass off?
Okay. Well, before dance class, dance school, in Staten Island, reggae is such like a high point. You would have call us like Little Jamaica. I'm telling you, in Staten Island. So that was surrounded by me. And what you put that on, some Shabba Ranks, you know, that's how you get me in the middle of the floor, you know, busting a wine, 5 years old, like, yeah, Shabba.
I love it. I love it.
I love reggae. But on a professional dance, right? Yeah. Jazz has my heart. I love me a good jazz class with some turns and leaps with a little sass. Jazz has definitely won my heart. And you know what too? It's not as good. I'm not proud of it, but because it's my favorite, it's my children's favorite too. Like they you know, I push it so much, and it became their favorite. And I'm like, girls, like we're like the same, but I know it's because of the impression I put on. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I want to say jazz. Okay. Jazz dance is the best.
That's the best. Definitely the best. It's true what you say about that, because in my earlier years, like early 2000s and stuff like that, my kids were smaller, of course. Now they're grown. But in my household, there was always either, we had reggaeton.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
But we had also reggae, and we did have, of course, our hip hop, and of course, my salsa. You know, so they grew up on that, you know, and it's so funny because my son, he's like, 31, 32 years old now. And, he still plays the 90s, you know. I said, that came out way before you was even thought of. And I was like, you playing that? And it's like, I'll be bugging out.
It's something about 90s music.
I know, right?
I think I'm stuck in it now.
Oh, I love it.
The music nowadays,
it's so
no
different.
shade, it's different. But, you know, if I'm home, guess what? I'm playing a 90s playlist on my Apple Music. You can miss me with the new style.
Right?
The new era. I do like it, but I'm just a 90s
I'm the same way. I love it. And a little bit of the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I like the R&B too. The R&B is so different. It's like, you hardly hear the R&Bs anymore. Like, who does R&B? Chris Brown still does his R&B.
Yes. Who still
does,
like, Usher.
Yes, he still does.
Usher, he's amazing.
I know.
And it looks like he never aged either.
I know. Right? It's like, well, what
still
are you
got
using?
the moves. I'm like,
I'm telling you, he does.
His bones are still good. I mean, I'm over here struggling with my little arthritis in my hip. And I'm like, oh no, the world's ending. And he's over here on rollerblades having a whole full-on tour.
I know. But then people got that money to get those massages and treatments, girl.
That's what it is.
So they're going to keep going because they got to get paid to get that performance out there.
That's their career.
But the music has changed a lot, and some of the music, I like to listen to it, but then it's like, I feel like the words or the lyrics sometimes it's like,
it's too much.
What are they saying?
Yeah.
What is that?
And I try to accommodate my students and the girls, like, let's say in my jazz class, they request songs and I'm like, okay, but they're like, but you got to put on the clean version. I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Know,
like a R&B song, you got to put on the clean lyrics too. I'm like, okay.
You want to feel the words?
Yeah. So they're like, you hear a lot of bleeps going on or a lot of like just pauses in the music. And I'm like, golly.
I know.
It's not the same. Time has changed.
It has, man. It sure has. Believe me, I when in my younger years, like I was telling you before, we used to go to raves and clubs and events and all that stuff, and just the music, it hit harder and it hit different, So I'm a house head. I love my house music.
Oh yeah.
I'm a Masters at Works girl. I'm a little Louis Vega girl. Ooh. Shout out to little Louis Vega.
Yeah, you just told me that you were a dancer.
Yes.
So yeah, and she's coming out. Let's sing on.
Yes.
I think you need to show us a move or two. You might still
I might break a hip, girl. I might break a hip, funny. I don't know. Yes. I try. I still do. Because music is universal. It's a universal language. No matter where you are in the world, you're going to hear a song or you're going to recognize a music or something. You're going to dance and you're going to be like, and
it feeds the soul.
It does.
It brings you to a place. It could bring you to a lot of places. It could bring you your emotions, based on your emotions. However you feeling. If you just had a bad breakup, you know who to play. You know what's going to get you in that.
You be playing Neo. Yeah. So sick of love songs.
Exactly. Or if you just want to turn up, you're like, you ready to pump and get your adrenaline going.
Yeah.
They have literally every mood that you're in, there's music to. And
yes. Definitely. Your memories consist of some type of music or some tune that's in there, right? Because it's like you just said, whatever your emotion is what you want to play.
That's right.
Sometimes, when I'm feeling sad, it's like, I don't want to play no music because, it brings out even more of the emotion.
That too.
That's why I always like to play happy music.
Yes.
And just to maintain that
high vibration going, right? Like you want to stay up.
Yeah.
Right? Always.
I know. So tell us a little bit more about what you have going on, what you did this past summer, because I know you did some stuff going on this past couple of weeks or couple of months. Yes. I know that you had...
we participated. So we do festivals according to the season. So I love to participate in community festivals or just anything that has to do with our local community to, number one, expose the girls.
Right.
And to show them, instead of being at home, you are going to be out doing something productive and giving back. So anytime we do something for the community, I explain that to them. Like, we have to give back. You have to show face and entertain. It's just going to make them a better person.
Right.
And then also the exposure as well. Some of my students, they have the aspirations to want to make it big. And so this is part of it.
Right.
So we were featured in it's a show called, not a show, I'm sorry. It was a fashion show called Fashion for a Cure. And the CEO, Heather, she had called me and asked if the girls can perform. And there were actually some agents there as well that, likes to just watch and view to see who they might want to take in for a bigger show.
Okay.
And so this is something annual that she does.
Okay.
And our first time was last month. I think it was on the 8th.
Yeah.
So my girls performed and it was a great experience, and we will be featured every year because it's just a great, exposure event for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what is the name of
the event was called Fashion for a Cure, and so it's supporting the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So it's the children that are cancer patients,
right?
And I love that. I'll do anything to be able to support that, and having the girls support it as well. It just made the moment even better.
Definitely. You're doing it for a cause.
Yes.
And what better cause than that, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
Definitely.
And then also competition. So we did have like a competition audition maybe about a month or two ago. And we prepare for that as well. So MCDC has recreational classes.
Okay.
We have a majority of recreational classes for all ages. And then we have a small competition team that I started up about 2 years ago. And we have been featured in some great competitions such as Backstage and Turn It Up competitions where we're going to go back every year. So starting off with another competition team this season, we are getting ready to have our performances the next upcoming months.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that is amazing.
Yeah.
So you guys are busy.
We are. Try to keep them busy.
Yeah, you got to keep them busy. You got to burn all that energy, you know?
Absolutely.
So how long does it take for you guys to get ready for like a competition? What are the practices? Like, how long is it? How short is it?
So, honestly speaking, if I really wanted to get a dance completed with the commitment from the dancers, it could take a week.
Okay.
Yes, with the commitment and the long hours.
Yeah.
Long hours, of course. We can get it going in about a week, honestly. But because our classes are once a week,
okay,
it'll take a lot of time.
Right.
And, kids missing classes, we will have to go and backtrack. So that can take up to a couple of months when you look at it that way.
Right.
So the competitions that we have coming up, like around April, so that leaves about maybe 6 months that we have to prepare.
Okay.
And now I'm starting to prepare the routines for the competitions to come.
So you prepare all the routines, you prepare the dances, you do the choreography, you do it all.
Yes. And the teachers that are also competitive teachers as well. So I have, for competition classes, we have a dance hall teacher, Mr. Gio, and we have Miss Ema, Miss Alice for Afrobeats. And then for me, we have hip hop and jazz. Okay. That's all that we take to competition for now.
Okay.
But in the future, it will multiply and we'll be able to take so many dances of all types of ages. It's just, time.
Of course, time. Time is of the essence.
It'll happen.
Definitely.
But we have won a lot of great overall awards and judge awards for several of the dances and platinum awards. So MCDC is definitely an award-winning dance studio. We love to entertain. Yes, we love to entertain.
Well, why you think I'm here? We want to get this scoop.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes. I wanted to mention one thing too.
Sure, please.
So, having a dance school was my goal. It was my aspiration, right? And I'm proud of that. I'm so proud of that. But now that I'm in my seventh year in, I'm seeing the impact that I have brought about to the little dances that are brown skin and being the only Black dance school in Staten Island. It's just been, it's like it started a legacy in a sense. So that is something that's so important to me. And I'm so happy that my girls are able to see that, hey, mom, I could do what she did. Yes. So I'm just proud, and I just wanted to mention that.
Girl, please be proud, bursting through the roof, because you know what? We're minorities, right?
Right.
We shouldn't be called that, but it is. And I always say, we always have to support one another. Encourage one another. Staten Island is very small.
Yeah.
It's a big old circle.
It really is.
We're on a freaking island.
We're on an island. Exactly. Got that right.
And because of that, I always say that, It shouldn't be north versus south or any of that. I always say that, right? Because if you're supporting Staten Island, you should support the whole Staten Island, not just one part of it or 1/4 of it.
Yeah.
You know, because this is where we reside. This is where we live. This is where our children go to school, you know, and this is where we have our jobs, our businesses, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Everybody should be able to come together and support, especially like you just said, you know, I think the only Black dance studio on Staten Island.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are like dance teams and street teams, dance troupes. But as far as dance school, based, you know, tap, jazz, and ballet, acro based, I want to say we are the only one, only dance school so far.
Yes.
And, you know, I'm proud of it, but I know and I hope that we're not going to be the only one eventually. You know, eventually one of my students are going to want to open, just like that was the experience I got. So I'm hopeful, definitely hopeful that it's going to multiply. But being the first and to start it off, you know, with the foundation is it's something that I didn't think about. You know what I mean? Before, all I know is that I wanted to open up a dance school because I just love everything about it. I love the recitals, the big extravagant events that we put on at the end of the school year in June. We have that at St. George Theater. And if you have been to St. George Theater, you guys know how beautiful it is.
It is so beautiful.
Shout out to Doreen as
Doreen Cugno. Hey, lady, what's going on? Kudos to you, too.
Yes. So, you know, so many legends grace that stage. And to be able to put my girls on that stage and let them know, like, listen, you are a celebrity just like those legends that grace the stage. You're on that stage now, so you need to show up and show out. As I say, I like to say, do it with sass or not at all. They all know that. Like, if you're not coming, you need to sit down somewhere.
That's right, exactly, you know. And like you said, you know, as much as someone put into you and inspired you, you're doing the same exact thing to these young ladies, to these young children, and you're inspiring them. And like you said, you know, maybe, you know, 10, 20 years from now, they'll be able to pick it up and be able to continue that, you know. So that's why I say children are so vulnerable.
Sponges.
And you have to pour positivity into them. You have to pour love into them and understanding and a lot of patience.
A lot of patience. You must have a lot of patience.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I say. Kudos to you, girl, because I would not be able to have no patience. I'd be hanging on kids.
I can test it a lot, but you know what? Hey, just like they can test me, I give them that same energy back.
Yeah.
You know what? Because if you're getting under my skin, that means you're gonna do some planks. I'm gonna make you feel it.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you feel it.
Yeah, that's it. You have to, you know.
In case some of you guys are watching, you already know.
You already know, so that's it.
Be on your best behavior always.
That's right. She's gonna come after you.
That's right. That's right.
So how is it for when children are in school? Do you do it only on the weekends? What is your schedule?
Schedule. Yes. So MCDC is an after school program. So the kids, you know, they go to school and then they come back. And we're so fortunate with this new space that we have. We have a kitchenette. And so the first class that starts during the week is at 4 p.m. Some students have like after school program and they've rushed literally straight from school to the studio.
That's awesome.
And so they get hungry too. Yeah. So I'm like, being that we have our kitchenette here, they can sit down and they can eat, or some can come straight after school with, you know, time in between their classes, but they'll come here and they'll do homework, finish up, you know, things that they have.
That's awesome. That's really great.
Yeah. So it's convenient with this new space that I got.
We're going to take a little tour before we close down. We shut the show down. We're going to take a little tour so people could see the inside of it. And then, you know, any other questions that anybody would have. Oh, yeah. You could always send us your questions to us, even after the live show. So, but of course, I'm going to have her link to this interview. So if you are interested, and you have children and you would like for them to participate in these types of events and activities, please shout her out. So if you're in the neighborhood, or even if you're not in the neighborhood, just get your ass over here.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Are we going to do a Q&A here?
Well, I have some people here.
You guys have any questions?
Oh, somebody says, leave the door open for the next generation.
Oh, yes.
And somebody said, it's a little creator. That's right, Super Cheryl. Yeah, so whoever's watching, thank you for watching the live on this, definitely. Yes. So this is awesome. And
eventually, I do want to start a franchise with MCDC. So, I like to just.
Well, that was my next question, but she's. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I love it. I don't gotta do shit.
But yeah, so I want to open more than one business, and I would love to pass down my, this MCDC franchise here that I'm starting to one of my students, to one of my teachers.
Yeah.
I always say, hey, God forbid something unfortunate happens. I want MCDC to keep growing and going.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the